All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely, lovely afternoon in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I just really appreciate the message that the Most High has given me today at this right here, this day. I appreciate it. I appreciate the message that He has given me to and suffering me to bring it before you. And the title of this message: Why We Are Still in Captivity. And the one of the sad things about it is I already knew why. Somewhat, somewhat. I knew that there was something else missing from the whole overall of why we are still in the land of our captivity, and it has no connection to um, anyone outside of Israel and Judah, especially Judah. Um, we are still yet in the land of our captives, awaiting the right hand of the Father to do the next move, which is deliver us from out of the hands of our oppressors and our captives. Um, this message is going to be really good. Let me tell you why. When I got did my washing clothes and so on and kind of sweeping, I said, okay, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna do a study, and I'm going to study on a topic regarding Judah. And the Father spoke to my spirit and says, let us let us not chew Judah out. Let us not chew like you chewing something, Judah out. This is what he said. Let us not chew Judah out. But Yah said, let's take this time to reveal to Judah how Yah will and can deliver them. Let's do it that way. Instead of chewing Judah out, let's show Judah how Yah shall and will deliver them. And it's the biggest thing in it that really got me was there is something that Judah and Israel, I would say more so Judah, because the whole Israel, as in the sense of the other tribe, they are not on it like Judah is a little bit on the ideal of being in captivity. But he said, instead of chewing Judah out, let us show Judah why he's still in captivity, and let's show him how he can be delivered. I thought that was a blessing. And when he said that instant, it was already something in my spirit that knew exactly what he was talking about. Because my question to the Most High Yah when I'm in the wilderness is, what they gonna stay in there forever? I mean, how long? Why is they in here past the 400 years? And the Father told me that it is past the 400 years, and it's only because of where Judah's mindset is at, that where there's no cry, none whatsoever, that's reaching the heavens like it was back in the days of Egypt when they were in captivity. He heard the cries of Israel then. And that's powerful to me. Shalom in the live chat. It's good to see you. That is very powerful. When he brought that to me this morning, he said, I heard the cries several times from the house of Israel when they was in Egypt. But now, since they in the lands of in the captive, I hear no cry from Israel. And you know why? Because Israel, they think they got it going on. They think I got a big screen TV, I got a car, I get to do this, I get to do this. You know, they're so far away from he that had the power to place them in the situation that they're in. So they're not caught up in coming out of here. That's why you can see them all preparing to remain here versus preparing how to get out. And you got to see that's tools. And that's why I say to you, you all go around and you hang in and hang with these people on these platforms, praising them, glorifying them, magnifying them, liking them, subscribing to them, even financially supporting them. And they are not giving you anything outside of what you can already see in the world. They bring what's going on in the world right before your lap in the name of Yahuwah, in the name of Yah. No food in the name of Yah for your spirit. No insight for your spirit. No light for your spirit. No spirit and truth for your spirit. They give you all the information on the four corners that you see already in your natural eyes. So why is it you supporting people who are already giving you food for your spirit? I mean, for your flesh. They're feeding you from your flesh as if your flesh is anorexium. It's, you know what? Your spirit is anorexium because it's not getting spiritual food. Okay? But the flesh is obese because it's getting all the cares and all the issues of the world spoken to it, shoved down your mouth. And you just bloated up from all the things of the world to where when it come down to it, you don't have nothing in the spiritual realm that rests therein. So I like to just say to you, I'm coming with a message and I'm going to start in Deuteronomy chapter 30. And I'm so happy that the Father gave me this because this is also a part of the lesson I spoke on and I put out live. And it was Judah, Israel and Judah needs to stop lying. And Judah and Israel need to stop lying. I put 2 videos out and I think it's very important that you just listen to those videos because it's going to help support where you go from here. A lot of people figure, I don't know, it ain't nowhere I need to go. I'm doing good. And yeah, you're doing good. You're doing good. Let me say that. You're doing good. So we're going to go from Deuteronomy chapter 30. In Deuteronomy chapter 30, we're going to cover that. But before I get into Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 5, before I get into Deuteronomy chapter 30, 1 through 5, I want you to understand this is a light. This is a light here, what I'm about to speak right now. It's a light to Deuteronomy 28. It's a light to every verse that speak of us being in captivity. Okay, this is to bring you spirit and truth, bring the light into the midst of you to understand why you're still where he cursed you to be and why. And I like that. I like that the way he brought it to me because I was wanting to go into more verses showing how Judah and Israel have forsaken Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's Yah. And I wanted to go into it to show them how ugly they really are. But the Father said, let's not us chew them out. Meaning there's many things that I could say that would chew them out, but it will be vain and vexed because their mindset and their spirit is so far from being able to see spirit and truth in its light. You see? So he said, instead, let's speak a word of deliverance to them, Deborah. Give them a word of deliverance. That means that this message is going to make you get a really, really good picture of really what's happening March of 2024 and how and why your people still in captivity. Okay? So we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 5. And the topic is, why are we still in captivity? We're here still based on how we are actually conducting ourselves today. Isn't that sad? Because it still depends. The move of Yah saying that it's going to, I'm going to move on When they make a move, I'm going to make 100 moves. When they make one move, Deborah, I'm going to make 100. So he still is waiting for Israel and basically Judah to make a move. Bust a move, Judah, he says. Bust a move. Because that one move you make, I'm going to make 100. Said the Most High Yah. And then shall you be brought out of your land of your captivity. So it's beautiful to me because it makes so much sense to what in the last, say, 8 or 9 years, I was wondering if they don't make a move, why are you going to bring them out of captivity and they ain't even realize where they at? They ain't even realize or respect or salute your curse. Oh, yeah, that's what he wants you to do. That's your door out of your captivity, out of your oppressed situation. But what he's telling me now in my spirit, Deborah, they really don't want to come out. They are so comfortable here. Even though he said, those that come on these platforms, all over these platforms, proclaiming that he's coming for them and that they are in the land of their oppressive, and the oppressors doing this and the oppressive doing this, and they doing this to us and they doing this and that. And y'all said, but Deborah, the door is open. He said they won't even come out. They won't even come out. That's how simple it is. That's why they won't teach and preach to you spirit and truth. That's why they won't show you a pin needle of light. They take you right back into the worldly matters. They get all the issues on YouTube and all on Facebook, all on CNN, NBC, US News. They get all that information, bring it to their platform, put it up there for you to eat from, as if you're not living to see all the issues in the world. That's how weakened they have weakened people too, to turn to their page to hear what they got to say about the issues in the world. And then at the tail of the issue, they'll throw Yah name in there. And everybody thinking they worshiping Yah. And Yah is sending them to tell them something. Not realizing you live and you see it all. That's what's going on. Why do you need them? And why do you need their page? Why do you have to boast them, uplift them, praise them, like and subscribe, support them financial when they ain't giving you nothing but food for the world, which is for your flesh? Okay, so the Father was saying to me, I had gotten several verses out so I can go back and speak to Judah again regarding his ugliness. And the Father say, let us not chew Judah out. Let's not chew Judah out. Instead, Yah said, let us bring him to the site of deliverance. How he can come out of this captivity. I think that's beautiful. I don't even think we can ask for no more than that. But see, what the problem is, he said, but Deborah, is Egypt, when Israel, it was in captivity in Egypt, I explained to them, I didn't just come down to deliver Israel. Did y'all 99 billion wouldn't even know that? He didn't come down to deliver Israel. He heard their cry. Their cry reached the throne of Yah. See, that's why you really, really cannot fully detach the captivity of Egypt when they was in Egypt to the captivity we are in today, to the other this captivity we're in today. You really can't even detach them. They are totally different, you guys. Totally different. Even to where we are going once we come from our oppressor land, we're going to holy, y'all. They went to the wilderness. But no one would teach you the truth of the matter, that it's not the same route as when they were in Egypt under Pharaoh. This here 400 years in our land of our captivities is 100% total different. But what they did is they detached some things to it and made it either the first or the second, and as if they're one of the same, and they're totally different, y'all. We are not going into the wilderness. We're going to a place called holy. Okay. Now, another thing I would say too. And that place that's called holiness is called Zion. Okay. Now, and it's a place of holy heaven on earth. They won't teach y'all that either. Because it's really nothing about you being free. Your nation wants you to be. It's just like you see every nation stick together. You see every nation unite. You see every nation support each other, even in their wrong of the wrong outside of Judah. You see what I'm saying? Judah is not a nation that has anything detached to coming into one. So therefore, we can't look at Judah and expect Judah to be that oneness in Yah, because they can't come to a oneness of their own selves. That's how deep we reject what Yah has been saying, and we've been hearing Judah without hearing Yah. And Yah left that choice up to us. That's a choice to hear flesh on flesh, instead of spirit on spirit. So what he revealed to me, so I said, okay, then that sounds good, Father Yah. And I'm going to tell you something. This is not Sister Deborah finna give you this verse and these what I'm finna say, because this is not what I was planning on teaching. He had to stop me and said, let us. I like that. That made me feel so good. That made me feel so good. Just to hear him say, let us, not chew Judith out. Let's show Judith the deliverance in it all. So when I get to the first chapter, something else I wanted to say to you all. China, the country China has issued a sauce out. And this sauce they're giving is they put many things in you all's food. You think your country is trying to poison. China is putting stuff in the sauce at McDonald's. Yes, that's coming strictly from China. Okay, so be careful. Stay away from that stuff, y'all. Anything they sending and they giving and they making you think it's something new or it's good to eat, stay away from that stuff, y'all. But I wanted to go to Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 5. And y'all said here is where we're going to tell Judah how he can come out and why he's still in his land of captive. Now, when we go into this, you're going to realize ain't nothing been hidden. And why haven't Judah, who called himself the lion? Judah is not the lion, even though they portray as the lion. Only one is the lion of Judah, and that is the Messiah. And if you are not mimicking the Messiah and the walk of the Son of Man, you cannot be nowhere near even his cub if you have not understood what the line of Judah really represents. But we have all of our men in the Hebrew Israelite movement claiming the line of Judah. And they know not what the line of Judah stand and stood for. If they only knew what the line of Judah stood and stand for, they wouldn't claim it. Because they can't come nowhere near, out of 100, not even 1% near the Messiah and the ways of the walk of the Son of Man. That is what they should have mimicked, but they never got to that point because they prefer their own understanding of the precept, understanding of the line a little here, a little there. They never tarried for the Holy Spirit, which is the Ruach, to come in and truly teach them. So let's go to Deuteronomy 30, before I start chewing Judah out again. And I know y'all said, let's not do that, Deborah. Let us not do that. So in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1, it reads, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse which I have set before thee. He wants you to understand that he, the right hand of the power that sits on the throne, has set before you blessings and curse. Okay. And all he's saying is recognize my right hand. That's what he's saying. Recognize my right hand. My right hand is my power, and I and my power are one sitting on the throne. Recognize. Now watch this here. And thou shalt call them to mind among all nations, whether Yah, thy Elohim, have driven thee. See, you see what he's saying? We were to recognize what? Our blessings and our curse. What happens when we recognize our blessings and our curse? Do anybody happen to know? I'm going to spill it out. When we recognize our blessing and our curses, we edify the Most High Yah. We glorify him. We identify him to all the world. You see? Let's go over that again. And in this one verse, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1, carry a lot of power, a lot of spiritual food in this in verse 1. And it shall come to pass. When it says it shall come to pass, that means y'all, you're not going to get away from it. It is what he said that it is. It shall be. Okay? When all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse. So he's letting you know that Israel, you're going to have blessings and curse, but you're supposed to, people, we were supposed to remember the blessings and the curse. Oh, Father, help me, help me. We are to remember the blessings and the curse, which I, Elohim, I, Yahuwah, Yah, called, have set before thee. What the Father is saying, when I have come upon you and placed blessings and curses upon you, I have set before thee these blessings and curses, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether Yah Elohim or Yah Ahaya has driven thee. See, we were to get over to these captivity locations and magnify his name, glorify him by explaining to him these curses that are on us. It's okay. It's from Yah, the blessings and the curse. That's what we were to do in the midst of all the nations. Did y'all know that's how we were to edify him? That's how he meant for us to glorify him, to edify him, to glorify his name. By what? Let all the nations understand y'all ain't doing nothing to us. We are the people of the Most High Yah. He is the one that has blessed us and cursed us. See, we were always supposed to identify that curse. And what we did, we profane and disrespect him in the utmost. And running around here today, year 2024, still doing it. And that's why we still in captivity, y'all. Y'all gonna hear it. Y'all gonna hear it. You ain't, when you hear it, you're gonna say, no, Deborah, no, that can't be. That's what you're gonna have to say. Because when I read it, I said, okay, I kind of knew that. You know, because I knew when we put our hands down, y'all will clown with his. But long as we putting our hands up, trying to fight the enemy, Judah's hands is in the enemy neck. We trying to defeat reparations. We trying to defeat them, wanting to let them know who we are, what we are, who people we are. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, but we have no identity that we Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's. We have no identity. The only way they felt that we were is because the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And when they saw us not serving that same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they said these ain't even human beings. These are ugly people. Oh, we don't like them. They nasty. Why? Because they saw us not representing the true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Now, I want y'all to understand. The reason why these people are like this here in this country and all over the world toward us is because, oh, Father, I'm going to have to go there. I'm going to have to go there. The Father is saying to me, he said, because I was the true creator that they feared. They feared Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God over theirs. They knew that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob God was powerful than their God. Oh, hallelujah. They knew that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob God was the God of the whole. Even though they had their own God they worship. Well, why you say that, Deborah? That's why y'all pulling back up on them and show them that, see, I'm still the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. See, because when he revealed all this to me, I'm trying to get this thing to make some sense. And as he revealed it to me, I'm like, so they knew you? Yes, Deborah. They saw me beat all these battles. They have heard of David. They have heard of Moses. They have heard of Joshua defeating all the battles to gain the promised land. They've seen the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob throw up and throw down. But when the people of that God stepped in, they reversed it all. The people of Yah reversed everything in the heathens, in the nations. Their whole outlook of who they were afraid of, they are not afraid now of our Yah. They ain't afraid of our Yah. Why do you think they do the things to us as a people if we are his people? Because we have changed their minds about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And if you don't think that's sad, something wrong with you. That's what you call straight up messed up from the floor. That is what you call straight up messed up from the floor. Because that's showing us how these nations, how Christian and Catholic got all this power. Because when we put our hands down toward the Father, toward the creator of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they pulled up their God. You see, that's how Roman Catholic got so powerful. That's how Christian got so powerful. Because we had destroyed in the eyes of all the nation, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob God. So now he's saying, Deborah, I'm going to pull back up with great power. But the only way I can pull up, I got to let the people who have destroyed me on the earth, polluted my name, disrespect me, I got to tear their tails up. And once they see that they are the hatest people on the face of the earth, because I'm allow all nations to hate them. I'm going to allow them to see their nakedness. Then I'm going to take them, clean their tail up with my power. And then shall those who thought I no longer had them as my people because of what they did to me, when they see me clean them up, then they're going to know that I am the Abraham. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I'm back. So let's go into Deuteronomy chapter 30. In Deuteronomy chapter 30, the first verse, y'all, all that I just said, that one verse in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1, it speaks that. It tells you all of what I just said. Watch this here. And it shall come to pass, so there's a time period that's going to come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse, which I, Ahiah, have set before thee. Why is it we're right today on all these platforms and these pastors, bishops, Maureen, seers, watchmen, these apostles, these priests, these prophets, and these prophets, something coming out of the prophetess are on these platforms telling these people that everybody is doing stuff to them because they are making it wrong in the eyes of the people and making it about what Yah has not made it about, so that they can profane his name continually and disrespect his order. Now listen to what he said. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. It answers all those questions. Watch this here. And thou shalt call them to mind among all nations. Well, what are you saying, Father? He's saying, okay, is it freezing? Is it freezing? Okay, I hope not. On my end, it's not showing that it is. So in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1, he sat here and told us, let's say us, that we were to speak to all the nations, whether he has driven us regarding the what? The curse and the blessings. The blessings and the curse. So we were to take the curse that we are in and magnify it to the eyes of all nations. Because when we magnify the blessings and the curse, then all the nations shall see that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is still the God of the world. Okay? But we didn't. Instead of magnifying the fact that the God of blessings and curse has caused us to be under their control, we still today in the year 2024, even 92% of Judah will reject the fact that we are even in a curse. This is what you're going to find out today, what's going on and why you're still in the curse. Okay? Why you're still under captivity. So in Deuteronomy chapter 30, the first verse alone told you what we were supposed to come over here and do. It wasn't about them keeping us from reading, y'all. It wasn't about them taking, giving us their Bible. It was about what we should been able to identify, and that was the curse of Yah and the blessings of Yah to all the nations. Why? Because he was bringing you as a people to be the light to the whole nation. So if you're not the light of the nation to the whole, all the nation, so that the world, to the world, what are you? If you're not the light to the world, what are you? Let me say that one more time. If you're not the light of the world, what are you? You are the darkness. And that's what you have been displaying. You've been very good. You have been displaying darkness. Okay. So the purpose of Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 1 was he wanted you to see that your purpose were to come to be scattered by him, not by the heathens, not by Iran, not by the British, not by Germany, not by Africa, but by the mighty right hand of the Father. I shall scatter you among all nations, among all four corners. And when you get there, tell them that the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has put upon you blessings and curse. So when Sister Deborah came to you all 2 years ago, probably almost 3 years, I explained to y'all it was finished. It was over. This is a part of being finished and it's over. Is recognizing that the power of his right hand has set away and it is finished according to his right hand power, the way he orchestrated it. It is finished. Okay? It has given him what he knew always. So he wants you to know there's a big difference in the Israel in the bondage of Pharaoh and in the Israel in the bondage on the four corners, Judah. It's a different, total different. He heard their cries of Israel in the land of Egypt, captivity under Pharaoh. He said, today, he has not heard your cry. He hasn't heard from you. So, verse 2 said, we in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 2. He's already told you in 1, when you get over there, explain to all the nations that you are dispersed. Tell them about my blessings towards you and tell them you are cursed as well. We didn't do that. Even to today, we reject it. Why ain't the men of the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement and all these cults and these watchmen and these teachers and these pastors, these bishops, all of them, why haven't they revealed that in Deuteronomy 30, verse 1, Yah is saying something to Israel and Judah, basically Judah. He's telling them that you were blessings put on you and there was a curse put on you. So when I allow them to disperse you, if you lose your name of who your Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob God is if you lose everything regarding me, don't lose the blessings and the curse. That answered probably 15 years of me wondering, what did they do when they was on the ship, when they got off? Even before they was put on the ship, even when they were running, they still should remember the blessing of the Most High Yah, giving them the promised land, letting them get victory and having it. They at least got to remember the promised land. Oh, and they got to remember he warned them, if you didn't, that the curse. So they had to have known the promised land. They had to have known the curse when they got over here. And Yah got the answer right here. He said in Deuteronomy 30, Deborah, they did. He said they did know it, Deborah. And I said, Father, that's been 15 years I've been waiting. Because it didn't make sense to me. To me, if I had 500 people on a ship chained down to the floor of the ship, and they chained down, they got to use the bathroom, they ain't got nothing else. They should be hymning. They should be talking. They should be ministering to each other. They should be singing to this Yah of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What was going on with them even when they was running out of their own land and they was going to and fro? What was going on when they got on the ships, when they came way over here? What was going on in them? The Father said, Deborah, it was in them. Praise the mighty Yah. Y'all, it always been in them. Even to today, it's in them. They just don't want nothing to say to the nations and the heathens and the Gentiles. They don't want to say nothing but to disrespect the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what they are more geared to than anything. It makes a lot of sense, because I was like saying, why are these men talking about 7 wives and concubine and all these wives and women better get under they submissive to them? Why is all that important? Why ain't y'all important? Why we are here? What do you want us to do? What do you want us to say? Here it is, Deuteronomy 30, verse 1, telling us we were to tell the whole nation everywhere we were dispersed the blessing of Yah and the curse. So they too will still be fearing the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do they fear him now? No. Why? Because they were never, Judah got over here and did the opposite. So here in verse 2, Deuteronomy Deuteronomy 30, verse 2. And I shall return unto thee, Ahiah, and shall obey his voice according to all I command thee this day. Thy and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy spirit. Now listen to this. I shall return unto thee, Ahiah, and shall obey thy voice according to all that I that I command thee this day. Thy and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy spirit. He's telling us when we get over to these land of our captives, y'all, we are to explain to them the blessing of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the curse. He's saying not only to us when we got in the ship, to our children, and to our children. What do? We didn't tell them nothing. Then you run your tail over to this land that he prophesied 6,000 years to Abraham, that they were coming to a land they knew not of, nor a language, nor the food, nor anything, to be in captivity, but never took the high idea of when we get over here. Yah is saying in Deuteronomy 30 that this is what you are to hold firm to. Blessings and curses that I put upon thee. And then he said in verse 2, and shall, and wherever he shall have driven thee, in verse 1, and shall return unto Yah, thy Yah. You're going to return back to Yah. Why? Why? Because you're in now the curse, the captivity. The captivity itself had a mission. I always knew it, but I couldn't pinpoint it. I could not pinpoint it, y'all. And that was to get you to return back unto him. Why would you think that he would have you over here 400 years and you don't have to do anything regarding him? Why would you think that you're supposed to spend 400 years in the land of your captive by the mighty right hand of a curse from Yah, and you just supposed to sit here and do nothing? Yah said you supposed to tell the nations, and everywhere that you go, they supposed to know that you are the people of Yah, and your Yah has put you many times under blessings, and he has put you many times under curses. That's what we were supposed to say to the heathens, Gentiles, and all. Even to today, we're supposed to be on this devil platform. Hear me now, hear me now. We're supposed to be on this devil platform right today, talking about the blessings of Yah and the curses. Why? So the world, so the nations, so the heathens, so the Gentiles shall know that we still fall under the people of Yah. The people that's still serving Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God. But what we do, we did the opposite. And you can see it today, 2024. 400 years then gone by. And what did I tell y'all? I think I at least made about 10 videos. 400 years and you still can't see. 400 years, you can't discern. You can't see nothing within the 400 years. You just and say you awaken to only stupidity, to the same thing, which is not of Yah. And it is said, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 2, and shall turn unto Yah, thy Yah, and shall obey his voice according to all that he command thee this day. He's telling us, y'all, you're going to go into the land of your captives. Wait on my voice, y'all. I'm going to be talking to you. So while y'all sat and lied about the heathen's Bible, the heathens not allowing you to read, Yah had told Sister Deborah right here, Deborah, they didn't need no book. They didn't need to learn how to read. Deborah, do you see what I did? Y'all, Sister Deborah is a prophetess in the wilderness. I just learned today that it was exactly the questions that I constantly keep asking him. Why is these people doing this, and not doing this? Here it is right here. Now, see, this is verse 2 is telling the truth on you all and making everybody out there a lie. Everybody. That's what it's doing. Listen to this. Verse 2 said, and shall return unto Yah, thy Yah, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day. So you mean when we got over here, the Father had already sealed in us that he will be talking to us, giving us direction and order. Now watch this here. According to all that I command thee this day. He's letting them know, when you disperse to all over the world due to the curse, obey his voice. Okay? And all that he command thee this day, that thy children, now he's pulling up in the children, and that's who you are. You are the children. With all thy heart and with all thy spirit, we were to serve Yah and wait on his voice. And that's why we're still here, y'all. We still today reject hearing his voice, reject his commandments, reject even teaching our children that what was we teaching our children? The blessings of Yah and the curse. What did I tell y'all? When I first, 2 years ago, I told y'all what? I salute that bad boy. I told y'all. I think I've done 20 videos telling you, I salute that. I salute that curse. I feel that thing. See, and there it is right there. It's when you accept the whole mission. You salute that bad boy. I see you, Father. It's your will. It's your right hand. It's your power. I hear you. I hear you. And then you what? What did sister do? She sat back and she listened to the voice of Yah. As I give unto you and as I speak to you, I sat here and told you today, I got up here and my lessons was going to focus on chewing Judah out. And the Father said, let's not us chew Judah out. Let's show him what it's like to be delivered. Hearing the voice of Yah and taking heed to what he is saying. Here it is, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 2. And shall return unto Yah thy Elohim, and shall obey his voice. 99.9 can't hear his voice because he has turned a deaf ear to your ugly mouth, to your clogged up ear. He has turned a deaf ear to your mouth, so he can't hear you, nor to your ear he speaketh not to. Okay, so he's saying that we were to wait on his voice that would give us commandments, and that he wanted us to take what he give us while we in the land of our captivity and give them to our children and teach them to do what? To do what? To abide all our heart and our spirit to Yah. I knew it. We had a mission in this curse. All the time, they are, even to today, still teaching y'all a lie. We had a mission over here, you guys. We had an obligation over here in this promised land. They got their obligation to put their foot on our necks. But we had an obligation to tell them about the blessings of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the curses and the curse in which we are in. We were to disperse those things, not just to all the nations in which we were in captivity, but he said, Deborah, tell them they should have told them to their children. And their children, to where they at now, Deborah, is in the year 2024. And they sitting on all these devil platforms, lying on him, lying to their whole nation. That's why I am going to send the whole world to hate them. Because Judah, especially, and Israel, still today, polluting and profaning my holy name. So let's go to verse 3. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3. That then Ahiah Yah will turn thy captives, and have compressed thee from all the nations, whether Yah has scattered thee. Now let's go back. Verse 3. That then, wait a minute. Do y'all see that? Can you see it? You see what he's saying? Notice what it says in verse 3. Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3. That then, what does that mean? Anybody in the live chat? What does it mean when he said in verse 3 that then a higher will turn their captivity? Y'all see our mission? Our mission is found in Deuteronomy 3:30, in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 and 2. That was the mission. And what comes out of the mission of obedience? Of what Yah said way back to Abraham. What is the outcome? That then a higher will deliver and turn that thing, Deborah. Tell those people I will turn that captivity. Tell them, Deborah, that I would have turned that captivity. And y'all sitting y'all tails on these devil platforms hearing this trash. That is such an awesome blessing to know that he would have and still will turn the captivity. Let's see what it says, verse 3. And then Ahijah will turn the captivity and have compassion upon thee, and I will turn and gather thee from all the nations, whether thy Ahijah has scattered thee. Y'all telling you I will bust that captivity wide open and I will set you free if you would have just turned to the order in which I have told you from beginning. He said, you still got the opportunity. He said, I have not heard the cries of Israel nor Judah. Why? Because Israel and Judah is comfortable right now on this earth. You all don't know it, but you even yourself feel that you're so comfortable. You like where you at. You got this going on. You got this going on. You have this. You have this. You have this. You got it going on. You don't need him to turn this captivity. You like the house you got. You like the car you drive. Oh, I love my job. You love everything that's going to be destroyed in the land of your captives. So, you can like it. So then you run up in Revelation chapter, is it 18? Is 18? Revelation where he says, come out of her. Come out of her. He's letting you know. Why do you want them to come out, Father? They so rooted up in them. He said, Deborah, that's why I said it's so silent. I always wonder as a young girl, teenager, why are you saying come out as if you're not concerned? Because I know they ain't going to come out, Deborah. That's why. So I want to say to you all, this is more lies that has been dispersed. You can believe whatever you want to believe. You can eat the food from any table you want to. You can lick the plate. You can throw the plate. You can break the plate. You can throw it in the trash can. You can do whatever you want. But it is not going to destroy spirit and truth with the light in the right hand in this end day that we are in. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something else. I've sitting here taking out this time to break this thing down to you. And I'm not breaking down something that just pulled up, said the Most High Yah. You went around here talking about you awakened. What are you awakened to? Stupidity? Because you ain't awakened to anything that consists of the light. Because you were supposed to be the light upon the world that the whole nation shall see. Deuteronomy chapter 30 told it and laid it out to you. Yeah, you curse, but you're supposed to be on top of the mountain as the light to all nations. How are you going to be that light to all nations? When you glorify his holy name, when you magnify his holy name. His holy name even rests on truth, y'all. His holy name is consists of spirit and truth. And these people on these platforms, which is okay. another form of profaning and disrespecting his holy name. That's what it is. That's all it is. These platforms is set up to profane and disrespect and pollute his holy name. And they're doing an excellent job. So what Father say, Deborah, I'm going to pull up on them. And all nations going to hate them. So when you see Sister Deborah sitting here giving you this is for he that is the light in the bosom of the Father. This ain't for you out there that's lost without a cause and with a cause. You're going to be lost. Babylon is like a ship going to sink. So happen you're going to sink with it. You don't know it. Okay, now watch this here. Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. He said that then Ahiah will turn thy captivity. Are we in captivity or are we not? Give me a thumbs up. And until I see you understanding that we are in captivity or we not. Give me a thumbs up if you think that we are in captivity. Thank you, that one who has that thumbs up. A lot of times when I'm saying that, I'm saying it in a way that the Father wants me to know who's still in line with me, who's hearing me. Sometimes people want to go above what I'm talking about. And they shouldn't do that, or they trying to go underneath it. And that's something that's, I think that's very, it's appropriate because it also tells you the mindset and the way people are thinking. This is such a powerful information to have. Why? Because those who got their thumbs up, guess what? Now you can go tell somebody how we can get out of this captivity. But when you're trying to get a thumbs up on understanding that we are in the captivity so that I can step back into verse 13 and break it down even more, then I know that those who have the thumbs up, now you with the thumbs up can now go and tell people what Deuteronomy 30 is actually saying because you now understand it. So I appreciate that thumbs up. Okay. In verse 3, because sometimes people want to go beyond what you're saying. And this is where they're going to miss it because they need to stand still and hear what is being said. Because right here, this here, 19 years old, this is stuff I wanted to know when I was 19. Here I am, 63, and he putting it in my spirit. I want to give it to the people right now. Where does that say that at, Deborah? What does that say that? Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 2. Give it to thy children. It is to be given to thy children. You see? And that's why we can't get it, is because we don't understand these things supposed to be dispersed to our lineage, to our younger children so they can get it. But we're so busy talking and wanting to override when truth is trying to bring forth and show you and reveal to you. This is where you got to be careful, even when you get around your family, you get around your co-workers, you get around your community, and you're talking, but people are taking the conversation to the left and to the right without even understanding or discerning the power in which is being revealed unto them. So I just give y'all all glory and honor, and thanks for the thumbs up. Now I can go into Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3. That then Ahiah will turn. What part of that y'all don't get? Turn what? The captivity that you in. If you think what you got to say and what you got to speak is greater than that, then you're sicker than sick. Because right there, he's telling you how he can turn your captivity around, and you got other things to add and take away from. How can we outride what he's saying right here? Ain't nothing on this earth is worth hearing but this. We should now we can go and tell and disperse all truth to our people, because our people are yearning for, why are we still in this situation? Why are they still doing this to us? Why is this happening to us? Why are they still hating on us? Why are they still disliking us? Why are they keep climbing on us? Why are they beating and killing us? Why are they doing this? Bam! Y'all come bring light to you, and you got other things to talk about? No, not on this page. Not on this page. So in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 3, y'all is saying to you all, and those who gave the thumbs up, I appreciate it, because what you're saying is, I understand that we are in captivity. Thank you. And that the captivity can be turned. Sister Deborah never would have told you it could be turned. It could be turned. What did I tell you? It's over. It's finished. Have not Sister Deborah been saying that for 2 or 3 years? But y'all is telling you today it can be turned. But the same ear that cannot hear and cannot see, that have not ministered it to the children today. And I ain't talking about little children. I mean to us. We weren't ministered that, y'all. We weren't given it. Our mothers and our mothers' mothers and our mothers' mothers wasn't given it by truth. Now the light is ready to shine, and everybody still want to see their light. Stand down. It ain't your light. It's God's light. He's shining his light on you right today, telling you that I can get you out of captivity. Tell me what's more important than that. Ain't nothing nobody has to say that can outride the fact that he's delivering you right here today, showing you. That's that stiff neck and rebellion and disobedience he speaks about. That refuse to see that I'm willing to bring you out, y'all. But the reason why you're still in is because your mindset. It's your mindset. It's gone. So he's saying here in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 3, this is a blessing, and a blessing, and a blessing, and a blessing for him to give this to the prophetess as clear can be. He showed me all those questions I asked when it was that many of them down on them ships going all over the world. Why didn't they remember you, Father? Why didn't they remember the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob? Why didn't they call on your name, Father? Why didn't they minister and sing hymns, the Moses song? Why is it they didn't do these things on these ships? So when they get off, then they can express it even greater amongst their own nation and amongst their children. And the Father sitting here showing me today, there it is, Deborah. That's to show you the level. This is showing me the level of stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. They don't have the ear to hear, nor the eyes to see. There it is, right before your face. He could turn that captivity at any day, y'all. Y'all would turn that captivity at a blink of an eye. And then he has the audacity. Let me say that. The Father has the audacity to tell us how he can turn the captivity. And we don't want to listen because we think it's more important than what we said, than what he's trying to say to us in our spirit. Because we think it's more powerful for what we got to say. Ain't nothing nobody on this devil platform saying anything worth anything outside when y'all's trying to tell us this is your way out of the captivity. Have you ever questioned why you're still in captivity? Have you ever wondered why the 400 years done passed and you still there? He's giving it to you right today, the year of March of 2024, and it's still important that you get a point across than to hear what God said the Most High Yah is saying to his people. Okay? So he said, I love that. I got to highlight that because in case I have men asking, okay, since we in such a situation, how can we get out? There it is. Thank you, Father Yah. I can give it to people who's yearning and desiring a way out of this captivity. The first place he would deliver them, first in the spirit. Then he would deliver them in the mind that's gone. And he will take you up out of here. in the midst of all the storms and chaos going on in this world. Why? Because you're understanding the way out of captivity. Nobody don't want it. See, nobody don't want to hear Yah speak through his people. They want to hear what the world got to say and what the world says and what they books and they lost books, they found books. And people who said that they this and they that and they that, that's what they want to listen to. They want to follow those ways. But when Yah is bringing a light so bright to them, they can't see it. And it makes sense to me because he already told me they're gone. But it ain't going to stop me from bringing the light and spirit and truth. So in verse 4, it says, if any of thy be driven out unto the uttermost part of the heavens, from hence will Yah, thy God, thy Yah, gather thee, and from hence will he fetch. You know what fetch means? He coming for you. Now, what Yah is saying, I don't care where you at, Judah, Israel. I can turn your captivity around. Bump it up, Deborah, bump it up. If you will stand before these nations and stop denying Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, God, and glorify my name by telling them that I am the blessings and the curse that is upon thee. Oh, no, they ain't gonna do it because they think it's more important about what they got to say than to hear the power of Yah speaking in this day and time. So I like this, and then I like what he said in verse 4. If any of thy be driven out unto the uttermost parts of heaven. You know what he's saying, y'all? He's telling Israel, I don't care where you are at. You want me to turn this captivity around? I will. I will. I would even fetch you and turn this captivity around. What would he be turning around, y'all? What would he actually be turning around when he's saying that? You know what he's saying he's turning around? He's going to change that power. He's going to take that right hand and flip that captivity around. But I wonder, do he know that he set a way that it could be turned, and in the 400 years it has not? Because of Judah and Israel being so stiff-necked, rebellion and disobedient. The good thing about it, I like how he can cross his eyes in the spirit realm. I mean, cross his T's in the spirit realm and dot his I's in the spirit realm. At least he can always say, see, it was right there all the time. It's a lot of things I'm recognizing that has been there for us. We just ain't been there for it. Because there's something so embedded in us that we cannot embrace. We cannot and refuse. 1 minute. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
I had to answer that because my son is going through a training. I'm thinking that was them calling because his training has to use my email. So I thought that was it. So I'm sorry about that. But in verse 4, Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 4, if any of thy be driven out unto the uttermost part of heavens, from hence will Yah thy God gather them, and from hence will he fetch them. He letting you know that right hand gonna show up and show out. But he also lets you know you got to stop profaning and polluting his name. And instead of doing that, tell the truth of the whole matter. Is Judah willing to do that? No. Because Judah feel that they got to get the glory. They got to get the recognition. They got to get the honor. Here it is. I'm sitting here teaching it. And not so much as teaching it. Let me give the glory to the Father. He's speaking it straight through me. Do you see, Deborah, how you sitting here telling them how they can come out the captivity and they ain't got an ear to hear? They can't even keep their mouth closed enough to hear the power of me telling them that I always had an outway. I had an in way and an outway. And Judah didn't see the in way, nor do he see the outway of being in what he's in. Because the level of that stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience is so heavy that we will not put it in the proper order and make it bow down to the Most High Yah. We want to put it above him. So we can't hear. This is why we can't hear. He said, they hear, Deborah. Don't believe that. They say they see. Don't believe that. Only reason why I know he's telling me that, he said, I've given you the spirit of discerning. And then I am greater in you. You better try that spirit by the spirit. I don't care where it keep rolling up to. Try. So here in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 4, he tells you how he's willing to come get you out of captivity. Even if it takes him to have to fetch you. The Most High got an answer. And y'all, where has this been? It's been right here in Deuteronomy, which is what a lot of them try to get you to follow after Torah, and they ain't following it because they ain't teaching you what Sister Deborah's giving to you right now. Y'all is telling you right here in Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 4, I can come get you right today. And the ears can't even hear it. And the eyes can't see that. That's what he's saying. Now, verse 5, he says, and Ahiah, thy God, thy Yah, will bring thee into the land which thy father possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and we will do thee good and multiply thee above thy father. That's beautiful. See, Yah is sitting here, he's sitting here explaining. I know in Deuteronomy 28, I told y'all in captivity. I know y'all gonna go through this. Look at all that stuff I said y'all gonna go through. But before I told you what you was going to go through, what did I tell you? How I will bless you. So when you pull up in verse chapter 30 of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 30, here he is finna tell you how you can outbeat the curse by a long shot. And I will turn that curse around. Every Hebrew Israelite should have taught you all that. Should have spoken it to you so you can teach your children, your grandchildren, your grandchildren, your grandchildren, and your children can teach their children. But they did the same thing they did when they came over in the ships. The father said they went toe to toe with the heathens and said, and polluted his name and profaned his name. That's the way it is today. Nobody want to hear it. Nobody want to hear how the captivity can be turned around. They don't want to hear it. So what he did is he gave me Psalms 106. And in Psalms 106, verse 43. Psalms 106. Psalms 106, verse 43 to 48. What is going on here, Father? In Psalms 106, verse 43 through 48. And it reads, many times did he deliver them. Oh, Father, you finna go all the way there, ain't you? Now, I like that, but it's sad because when I'm switching from Deuteronomy 30 to Deuteronomy 30, chapter 30, verse 1 through 5, and then I'm going to Psalms 106, verse 43 through 48, it's kind of sad because now he's getting ready to break it down a little bit more. Many times did he deliver them, but they provoked him with their counsel and would brought low for their iniquity. And would brought low for their iniquity. That is exactly what I was just saying in the fiercest way. They don't want to hear what I said, the Most High Yah saying in the spirit of truth, nor with the light. Because within them, they have the light. They have the truth. So therefore, they can't hear it as plain as he's trying to deliver it in this day. Because they think they hold the mighty throne itself and the keys to the kingdom. Listen to what he said. Psalms 106, verse 43. Many times, Deborah, did he deliver them. I know that for a fact. Too many times. These are the same people. But they provoked him with their counsel. With their counsel. See, they don't want to hear the voice of Yah because they think theirs is what they got to say is greater than what he can even say to them. And were brought low for their iniquity. He brought their tears low. Because they think what they got to say is more important than anything. It's the way I want to say it and what I'm saying. And to me, the scariest thing, if he just told me that we're going to stand down on chewing Judah out, but I want you to reveal this to him, it's no way. I'm not going to put this out the way he's saying it. I'm not going to flip to other verses, and I'm not going to look at this chapter and this verse and what this said and what this said. I'm going to stand on the solid ground of who he is, solid foundation. And ain't nothing on this earth worth hearing than what he revealed to me today. And that is, he can flip that captivity. And the reason why it's still where it's at is because we got people, their heart and their spirit is so wicked to the world because they want the world to see it the way they see it. They don't want to hear it the way he wants it to come out and you to receive it. They want it to be exactly the way they feel it. And Yah is saying something greater than what your thought can be. And he said it right here. And here it is in Psalms 106 and verse 43. Many times did he deliver them, Deborah, but they provoked him with their counsel. With their counsel. Because they don't want to hear the spiritual. They want you to be based your message and what you're saying around their own understanding. And the power of knowing that the curse could have been reversed. You mean to tell me I'm 63 years old and I'm just learning that the curse of the Most High Yah could have been flipped? And because of a stiff-necked rebellion and disobedient people, even to the year of 2024, who never told their children about it, he wanted them to teach their children about the blessings and the curse. But more so, he wanted you to teach your children and stand on all these nations. Tell these heathens, these Gentiles, these nations about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, about his blessing and his curses. Oh, we didn't want to do that, even to today. We don't even want to hear it. Now watch this here. And provoked him with counsel, and were brought low for their iniquity. Oh, he brought them low. I'm trying to say one thing he's saying, they want to say something else to try to counteract what I'm trying to get them to see. I feel you, Father. I always felt him doing that. And I understand him. That's why I salute everything Yah has done. Curses, everything. Blessings, oh yes. I salute everything. I see his will in the wilderness in a way that the people here on the earth cannot even behold. And I salute each and every last one of them above any human on the face of the earth. And then what did he say in 44? We in Psalms 106 and verse 44. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry. When he heard what? Their cry. Tell me what Judah is crying about. What Israel is crying about. They ain't crying about nothing. They out here killing one another, trying to get recognition on these devil platforms, trying to be justified, clarified, and identified that they are the true Jews. We are the people. We are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the anointed. We are the chosen. All of this is about we. Wait a minute. Let's back that thing up a little bit. Nevertheless, he regarded their affliction when he heard their cry. That's Israel back in Egypt. Today, he ain't heard you cry. You ain't got no cry for him because you think you are above him. You keep trying to climb way above who he is instead of standing down and let him be who he is. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let him be revealed by those he used to reveal him. Oh no, nobody wants that. Nobody don't even want the people that he's sending to reveal who his power is, who his glory is, nor to glorify him, nor to magnify, because they don't want to magnify him. They don't want to glorify him. It's more important to be recognized who I am. That's how it is on the earth. Oh, who I am is more important than to know what he got planned or what he can do or how his power or who his anointed or who his chosen. All that is important is who I am. No. Dirt from the ground. Okay. In verse, and he's saying, nevertheless, he regard their affliction when he heard they cry. This one here, let me see if he said Israel worshiping idols. Yeah, he would have regard your affliction. He's talking about Israel. He listened to your cry. See, because what I just explained to you in Deuteronomy 30, verse 1 through 5, he's showing you how, and you turning around and going your own way in spite of what he even saying. Ain't nothing greater than knowing that he can turn that captivity. You mean you can flip that curse, Father Yah? What did he say in verse Psalms 106? Nevertheless, he regard their affliction. He ain't paying no attention to your affliction. You wonder why it ain't bothered him that they start back lynching men and women from the tree. You think y'all concerned? No, he isn't. He ain't concerned. Take your affliction among yourselves, since you don't want to take heed to what he have said. I feel this thing. I feel this thing. Verse 45, Psalms 106 and verse 45. And he remembered for them his covenant and repent regarding to their multitude of mercy. See that mercy? That's the only thing holding your tails up. It's that grace and mercy. It keep reminding him that that's what he had holding your butt up. And you think you holding yourself. Okay. Verse 46. His grace and mercy is holding you up. He made them also to be pity of all those that carry them captive. This is what he's going to do. He's going to make all the one that held you captive. He said he made them also to pity. You see that? That's what he's going to do when he bring you out. Just imagine all those nations that hated you and you was hated. They gonna pity. He made them. See what that right hand did? He made all the nations, the heathens and Gentiles and all the nations, to be pitied of all those that carry them captive. Pity that carry them captive. All the nations that carried you captives. Let me see if I'm saying that right in 46. He made them also to be pitied. Oh, yeah. He made Israel and Judah to be pitied of all those that carried them captives. Now, see what this is the problem. You hear, but you hear not. You see, but you see not. Because right here, he's showing you the power of how those nations is going to have pity on you after he gets you to glorify himself in you. Not for your sake, but for his name's sake shall he do these things. I love this. I love that. Because right there, it bounces off of Deuteronomy 30, verse 1 through 5. It helps it support it. He said, and Psalms 106, verse 46, he made them also to be pitied of all those that carry them captive. They're going to pity the fact that they carried you out captive. Verse 47, save us, O Yah, and gather us from among the heathens to give thanks unto what? You see what they're saying here? You see what Psalms is saying? The same thing I'm saying in Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 1 and 5. But it's bringing him to the level of when he's going to have to save you without you even doing what he told you to do in Deuteronomy 30, verse 1 through 5. He's showing you what he's going to do. Verse 47. Save us, O Yah, our God, our Yah, and gather us from among the heathens to give thanks unto thy holy name, and the trumpet, and to trumpet in thy praise. What is it about? to give thanks unto thy holy name. That's all Yah wanted us to do those 400 years. And here we are, done. The 400 years is done away with. We're in the year 2024, and we still today want it to be about us. We want to be recognized, identified, and clarified, and all that and some. And we are not going to glorify his holy name. So it's something he's going to have to do. He's going to have to turn us where the end says he's going to turn us. Because he said in Deuteronomy 30, that's way back, y'all. He said, I can turn your captivity. Look where we at today, 2024. We still in captivity. Look like that captivity wasn't turned. Why? That's showing you the wickedness of your heart that has went against him for so long, to where even Sister Deborah sitting here telling you how we can get out of captivity. Same yesterday, today, and forevermore. We can get out today, right now, if we were to go back as Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 and 5 says. But we ain't going to do it. He know it. He know it. Okay. Now, verse 48, and it says, blessed be Ahiah of Israel from everlasting to everlasting. And let all the people say, amen. Praise the Most High Yah. That's a sad thing. And you know what? I'm not going to even give the whole overall of what he has given me. He gave me a Lamentation chapter 3, verse 22, and he gave me Malachi chapter 3. Let me go to Malachi. Let me check into Malachi. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. I just want to cover that one. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. Oh man, no, that's a whole different lesson. That is so great. I found out something here too. I better not teach this one here. I better not teach. This is a very powerful one. This needs some real, because all my life, I'm gonna tell y'all, since I was a little girl, I always went to church. Okay. And I have always heard it in Malachi where he's talking about watch this here. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. It says, for I am Ahiah, I change not. So when he's in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 and 5, where he said all you needed to do is when you get over here to these lands where you are in captives, where I scattered you, start telling the people about your blessings and your curse. Tell everybody about y'all blessings and y'all curse. But y'all got on the land and told all the people negative things about the Most High Yah, and that he wasn't your Yah. You profaned his name and you polluted his name. So here in Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 5, I learned after all these years that there always been a ram in the bush. And I had no idea that ram was just as clear could be. But I always knew it in my spirit. Always knew it. I even questioned the Most High so many times. And I just thank him for revealing it and showing it to me this morning. That it was always there, Deborah, telling them that their captivity can be reversed. How many of you all out there knew that your captivity can be reversed? How many of you knew that the captivity could have been reversed in this land of our captives? How many of you knew that when we got over here, we were to tell the nations about the curse of Yah and the blessings of our Yah? How many knew it? But yet today, 400 years has gone and we still here. That's why I knew the reason why we still here is because Yah do not like how ugly we appear. He don't like the ugliness that we appear to him. So he's going to allow the world to see our ugliness as they've seen the time before. They've seen our ugliness because they thought that we were the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob seed. That's how they took your identity. That's how they took your identity. See? That's why they took your identity. See how these Negroes didn't lie? They took your identity because you sold your identity. You sold your identity to them. And then you ran and told people they stole your identity. They didn't steal your identity. The Father said you gave your identity up when you profaned and polluted his name. You showed them that there wasn't a such thing as an Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's Yah. So they took on the characteristics of your God and made it theirs. So that's how you lost your identity. They didn't steal your identity. You lost it. You threw it away. Saith the Most High Yah. You threw your own identity away. Why do you think it took you 400, past 400 to realize your identity? Because for so long did you threw it away. I've been in the church since I was probably 3 or 4, because I used to go to the neighbor's church as a little girl. And I always went to church. And I always knew when the pastor was talking, something wasn't right. And I was one that always was very attentive to what the words being spoken at the pulpit. So what I realized, just sitting here talking to you all, I realized Israel did. They sold their birthright. As Jacob, Esau sold his birthright, so did Israel and Judah. They sold their birthright. When they got over here and profaned his name, polluted his name, polluted the land, that gave the strangers, the heathens, and the Gentiles to take over what they denied. See how they lie? See, the lie get bigger and bigger. It's so revealing. Nobody took their identity. They sold their identity. Just as Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. Jacob sold his own birthright to a people that did not and should not have owned it. How about that? Now, how you like him now? Take that and swallow that pill. Take that and swallow that pill. He's the same yesterday, forevermore. We ain't getting away with nothing. It's going to come and bounce back on to us when we do not accept the spirit of truth that holds the light of righteousness. When we deny it on every corner, we pay the consequences. So it has been a lie that someone has stolen your identity. You sold your birthright. Want me to tell you why you know they sold it? Because as you go into that's why I was telling y'all, it's so important to hear Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1 through 5. Yah is sitting here telling you, when you get over to that cursed land, this is what you do. None of us did it. That was way back in Deuteronomy when he told us what to do. So we could never say that we never knew. Instead, we got over here and did the opposite of what he told us. So we are called who? Jacob. The same thing Jacob did with Esau, we have done with Yah. We sold our birthright to those that's over here claiming to be us. That's how they gained so much power. It's because we ushered it to them. We gave it freely unto them. Even to today, 92% of Judah have sold his birthright to a people happily, with no shame, no embarrassment, but much stiff-necked rebellion and disobedience. But then they want you to think that they have awakened and come to the knowledge of something. The Father said first thing they must come to the knowledge is that they sold their own birthright because they didn't do what I told them. Even when I cursed them, they should have been able to explain it to their own children and their children to the children. To today, they understand the curse itself. And if they understood the curse and saluted the curse in the whole overall, Deborah, tell them, I would have converted the curse. But Judah had did, instead of them doing what I asked them to do in the curse. He said, now I'm not just, they bypassed the blessing. They didn't want the blessing, Deborah. They stepped in the realm of the curse, and they showed up and showed out to the world. In the process of showing the world, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob ain't nothing. They God ain't nobody. We're going to profane their name, and we're going to pollute his name right before those. So when they got, let me show you an example. See, y'all want to run y'all mouth, but see, so much y'all don't know. And we are in a time where if you want to get your backpack, you better pick that bad boy up and get out of here. And in the process of doing that, it's something to it. It's something to it. It ain't going to be that easy. Now watch this here. This is where you know that Israel sold their birthright. They sold their birthright to the heathens. And y'all can run y'all tails around here, think you know everything, and you don't know nothing. Because the truth be told, I just bust an egg in a million different pieces. He said, in the end days, knowledge shall increase. He ain't talking about that trash that y'all been hearing. That's trash. The knowledge of truth shall be revealed in the end days. But nobody don't want to hear it because they think they got the answer. Okay, now watch this here. Ezekiel 36. This is where our birthright was sold over. We sold our own birthright. They didn't steal your birthright. They didn't take your birthright. Haven't you wonder how did they have our birthright even to today? And the whole world is doing what? What is the whole world doing to them? Giving them wealth, money, bowing down to them. We were the light of the world. That should have been us. But we came over here, sold our birthright right in the midst of them, and then stand on these devil platforms and teach these people. These people took stole our name and our identity. Let me show it to you. Ezekiel chapter 36. And let me show you where I'm talking about. And 21. Now watch this here. Watch this here. So you can see this. Watch this. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 21. But I had, no, that's not it. No, not 21. Wait a minute. 20, verse 20. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20. In Ezekiel chapter 36, you're going to see what is actually taking place when Judah sells Jacob's birthright over to a people. Hear me now. Here we go. So you can be able to teach this from this day on. When you hear them talking about they stole our name, they took our name, they did. No. Father wants you to know in the end days, knowledge is going to be increased. And this is how it's going to be increased, because spirit and truth going to step up and tell truth while everybody else singing all these other different songs. And here we go. In Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20, when they enter into the heathens, whether they went, when I, Deborah, dispersed them and scattered them among the heathens, they profaned, Deborah, my holy name. Here you go. Every one of you all highlight this big time. So when someone comes just telling you some trash, tell them stand y'all tails down. Y'all been lying. You profaned his name. And in that process, you sold it over to a nation of people. Now watch this here. Ezekiel chapter 36 and verse 20. When they enter into the heathens, whether they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, you hear that? Watch this here. When they said to them, these are the people of Yah, and are gone forth out of his land. The heathens just right there showed every Israel and Judah that the heathens knew you were the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God. They knew you were. Listen to what they said. These are the people of Yah. and are gone out of his land. So now, today, the revelation has been even uplifted. Verse 21, but I had pity on my holy name. That's why he had pity on his holy name. Because in Judah, Jacob had sold him out. That's why he had pity. I'm like wondering why you got pity on your name. Because Jacob had sold him out. Y'all didn't get it, did you? Listen to this. Ezekiel chapter 36, verse 20. And when they enter into the heathens, now they enter into the heathens. What did he do? He scattered us all around the world. Whether they went, that's where he scattered us. They profane. He's letting me know, Deborah, they didn't profane myself in the United States. They didn't profane me in the islands. They didn't profane me in British. They profane me all over the world as one. Jacob sold their birthright in the face of the heathens. And that's why the heathens picked it up, that right, and took on it. Because Jacob had sold his birthright unto the heathens. Now listen to this. They profaned my holy name when they said unto them. Let's watch this here. The father said the only time Jacob dropped the baton and signed his birthright is when he profaned his name. When they said unto who? The heathens in which they were scattered. Oh, Jacob did it. These are, and the heathen said, these are the people of Yah, meaning these are the people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's God. But wait a minute. They are gone forth out of the land that belongs to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob's Yah. Jacob showed the heathens two things. They showed them that they no longer up under the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And the land that they have been taken from, they're no longer up under the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So when they got to all these lands, Yah is saying to you today, they sold their own birthright to the heathens. And the heathens picked up the birthright and claimed it for themselves. The heathens is full understanding that they are not. And that's why I try to tell y'all for the last 5 years I've been on here, these people already know that they are not the people of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They knew who you were, but you sold your birthrights just as Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. He knew he was selling his birthright to Jacob for a bowl of soup. Israel and Judah sold their birthright to the heathens. And that's how the heathens took on their name. So they've been lying, y'all. They've been lying, talking about these people did this, they did this. They took our name, they took our identity. No, they didn't take your identity, baby. You sold your identity. You sold your identity to them. And you want me to tell you what the Father said into my spirit now? And tell them now, Deborah, they still selling their identity to the world. They still selling their identity to the world. And got their own people thinking they are holier than thou. So what happened? When the heathens took on this identity, that's why they inherit. Just as Jacob, when he took on that identity of Esau, look what he inherited. You get what I'm saying, y'all? You understand what I'm saying in the live chat? Don't that make sense? So what happened, you got to understand he's the same Yah of yesterday, forever and forevermore. So when Sister Deborah put up those two videos telling you that Israel and Judah have been lying, it's to open your eyes to see. Don't be a partaker in their lies. Respect Yah enough to say, okay, Father, we where you put us. We want to stop lying. We want you to see us, and we want to salute your holy name. And by saluting your holy name, we want to recognize that we are cursed. but you have blessed us many times. As Deuteronomy 30, verse 1 to 5 told us, if we just had recognized and did what it said, he would have at any time, even to today, he would have reversed it. But he knew that Judah is not going to turn. He knew that Israel is not going to turn because people's mind is so stuck on their understanding and the way they say it, the way they want to feel it, the way they want to speak it. When I'm talking and giving a lesson like this, stand down. Don't try to convert it because a lesson like this can't be converted. You know why? This sister just learned this by the Ruach. I don't want to hear nothing on my left. I don't want to hear nothing on my right. I'm not going to stop and freeze and get what everybody else is saying. I got to put this out because we've been here longer than 400 years, not knowing that the curse could have been reversed. When we understand that nobody took our identity, we sold our identity. Here it is, Ezekiel chapter 20 and 21. So now I understand why he had pity on his holy name, which the house of Israel had profaned among the heathens wherever they went. They profaned my name, and when they profaned my name, they took away the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and sold them over their birthright over to the heathens. So the heathens took on this birthright and played it for all it's worth. And that's why you see them wealthy. But the Father wanted us to understand that we sold our birthright. And in the process of selling our birthright, don't understand that we did that ourselves. But Judah, Judah ain't gonna own nothing. And this is why I want you to do a search on stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. And what you'll learn stiff-necked, rebellion, and obedient. When you turn those and flip them in the Hebrew, or you can flip them in English, it'll blow your mind what it's saying. You're saying, oh, we that type of people? See, we can say it and we can just assume that it's the way we say it. But when you look those words up, you can say, we was like that to God? Yeah? We treated him that way? How could we have done that? See? Because nobody really want to tackle what he's actually saying. Because we want to make the picture look a little prettier than really that it is the worst of the worst. Because what I just revealed to you all, guess what? 99 point trillion would never know. That's why he said knowledge is going to increase. We got to understand, what is this knowledge he's saying that's going to increase? It's spiritual knowledge, y'all. It's spiritual knowledge. Because for Sister Deborah to be 63, and I get here and sit down, and I was going to talk about Judah and how they not how they did. And the Father said, no, we ain't gonna talk about Judah. We ain't gonna true Judah. We're gonna show Judah where he could have delivered him, even to today. So the reason why we still in captivity is because y'all see fit not to deliver us as of yet. See, if he's gonna let man change time and season, truly we should be able to see him change anything. That's his power. If y'all gonna allow man to change time and season, truly we must have enough respect for him to know he can change time, season, and the whole universe. But we don't see him like that. Just as he said to us in Deuteronomy chapter 30, he said, I will do this for you. He said, I would turn the captivity. You know what that means? He would take it out of the curse, y'all. But what did we do that where he didn't see it fit? I'm going to tell you what it is. It matches Revelation. I think it's Revelation 18. No, it ain't Revelation 8. Somewhere I think it's Revelation 18 where he said, come out of her. And he said it as if she's not going to come out. He knows she's not coming out. My people. He called you my people. And he telling you to come out of her in a way that's not really expounding to Jacob. Come out. It's just giving you a warning. So Sister Deborah, if you have any question, I'm going to give you a few minutes to ask any question if you have. Malachi, Did I cover Malachi? Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6. I am Ahiah. I change not. Therefore, sons of Jacob are not consumed. When I learned what and he gave me that verse, and guess what I did, y'all? I went down the next verse, the next verse, and the next verse, and I was like, oh no, Father, we in trouble. I had no idea, at the church where I go to, and all of them, where it always talking about how have I robbed thee? He said, you robbed me in tithes and in offering. And it talks about you are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, the whole nation. And then it says, bring ye the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house. Y'all, guess what the Ruach just revealed to me? I'm coming again this evening at 7 p.m. Central Time, and I'm going to break down Malachi chapter 3. I'm going to break that down because I learned something today in that. I learned something for the first time. And you know how many times I heard that in church? And I can flip that probably 4 or 5 different ways in the different churches I've been in. When they said robbing, they was trying to get tithes and offering from people. And they used that. But the Father revealed something to me this morning in that. When he gave me that verse in Malachi chapter 3 and verse 6, I read it and I applied it to this message. And then I continued to read it. I said, oh man, I can see it now, y'all. To where this sister couldn't see it then. See, y'all ain't give sister. I told you, Sister Deborah don't know it all. But what I know, stand down, get out of my way, and let me tell you. Because if he gave it to me, he want me to speak it. He want me to say it. He want me to bring it forth in the light in which he has brought it unto my bosom. And I got to be able to have that space to do just that. Okay. So when I'm rolling with that spirit of that anointed and wanting to just prove to you all in a way that's just plainly seen that y'all could have reversed that curse on us long time ago. That's a blessing to know. Did you all know that? You all probably had no idea that the curse could have been reversed, even in the midst of the 400 years. But they don't teach y'all that. They didn't reveal that to you. But yet they said they are awakening. And yet they called all themselves all these positions and all these authorities and all these overseers and watchmen. So what are you watching for? Who are you overseer? And who are you seeing? Who pastored? Who called you? Who called you to be a priest? Who called you to be an apostle? Wait a minute. You talking yang, 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 yang on these platforms. You ain't giving no spirit and truth with the light in the hand. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I will be back tonight at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I'm going to cover Malachi chapter 3. And I'm also going to talk about a little bit about this stuff that's coming from CHINE. That's coming, and that TEMU Teamer. Don't order y'all that stuff that's cheap. That stuff from China, and it's not what y'all think it is. Okay, because we're dealing in where a lot of bio is being thrown all over the world, and that's what's gonna eat up your insides, and you ain't even know it. It's gonna come through you breathing it. It's gonna come through your body, through your clothing, through shoes, whatever they send it to you. Don't be naive. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I say unto you, you all have a blessed afternoon. And I will be back at 7 p.m. Central Time. And I say unto you, shalom and shalom.